Our only living grandparent, Granny, carried a lot of weight in our household. What she said went even if she wasn't there. Mom called her at least once a week all the way to Phoenix, which was a long distance call. Dad called her when we needed additional money in the household and borrowed money, and we all knew Granny was poor. Even still, Dad would call to borrow money from her. Mom and Dad listened to it, and we grew up in a household where we thought Mom considered fish something that came out of cans. If we were going to have fish in our household, it was salmon patties from a can. It was cream and noodle casserole or cream tuna over toast from a can. Tuna sandwiches from a can. And Dad fished, and we brought lots of fish home, and I fished, and I brought lots of fish home. But all live fish, real fish, had to be cleaned outside, had to be kept in the freezer in the garage, and had to be cooked on the incinerator. That was the homemade barbecue Dad had built in our backyard, fondly referred to as the incinerator. And we cooked all fish out there on an electric frying pan that we could plug into the garage. Mom didn't allow fish into the house. Granny was staying and visiting. It must have been 1963, 62, right in there. I was 8 or 9 years old, and I'd been out with buddies fishing down at Belmont Pier, somewhere along the water, and I caught a big bonita. I brought it home so proud, walked home with this big bonita into the house, and Mom yelled at me to get that thing out of the house. And Granny turned and she yelled at my mom. And she said, "Eric, you bring that fish here. That is a beautiful fish." And she proceeded to clean that fish right in Mom's kitchen. I was in stunned awe. My mom couldn't say a word. She gutted it, she gilled it, she left the head on it, she cleaned the interior of it, she stuffed it with onions and lemon and some other kind of stuffing. Then she sewed up the belly, and then she put it whole like a turkey in the oven. I looked at her and I said, "Granny, I didn't know you could cook a bonita like that." She said, "You can cook any fish any way you want." She looked at my mom and she said, "This is going to be delicious for dinner." And for the next hour or two, the house filled with the aroma of baking bonita. Ooh. And Mom was unhappy, but she couldn't complain. When Granny pulled it out, I don't even know if Granny likes fish or liked fish, but when she pulled it out, she proceeded to set it on the table and eat it, tell me how delicious it was, and to serve it. And she was reminding my mom of the roots that we came from. We didn't come from wealthy roots. We didn't come from roots that could even just say, "Our fish only comes in a can." My mom, her only vacations as a kid were to the Central California Valley from Arizona, where they would pick plums. They were migrant farm workers. My grandfather was unemployed through the entire Depression, and he got his food for the family out of dumpsters along the trains. Granny was reminding my mom, you don't turn beautiful, good fish away. Not in a family. You celebrate it, you share it, you make it as if it were the Thanksgiving turkey. And Granny hugged me and she thanked me for doing a good job at bringing it home. I've never forgotten that simple lesson, that which is brought home reminds us of the many blessings we have. Your family has simple roots as well. It may not be the last generation or even the generation before that. But if you've gotten too big for your britches, and if you won't let certain things into your household anymore, and you've gotten to the spot where you just think you're better than someone else, maybe it's time for a good Granny lecture. Maybe it's time to remember that when something beautiful comes into the household, make the best of it. Maybe it's time to remember that there are those who have gone before us. My Granny came across the country in a covered wagon, literally. She was born in Choctaw Indian Nation. There are those who went ahead of us, who had an awfully tough life, a lot of challenges, and because we live so easy, is no reason to disrespect the challenges that they faced. I have no time or tolerance for people who live in the cushion of life and take it for granted. Neither should you. Scripture teaches that justice will roll down like a mighty river. I believe it. And I think that will be for those of us who push a bonita out of the kitchen sometimes. Those of us forget that when God sends beauty, we need to make the most of it. God's going to send you beauty today. Respect it. Remember your roots. Remember your elders. Remember how simple life can be and the simple joys that can be found in it. And if some kid walks in with a great big bonita, open it up, clean him, hug him, tell him how proud you are of him, and remind him of just how far his family has come, but not too far to celebrate that which he brought home today. God bless you. Be the miracle in your world today. You're a miracle just waiting to happen. Subscribe. Take the time to like and share today's motivational and inspirational message. We are not number one, anywhere near it on the internet, but boy, are we on the bottom looking up. We're growing, and you can be a part of it. God bless you. I'm so excited for who you are and who your family is today. I want to be on your team. Have a great day.